Hello again, I'm back, and this time I'm going to have a new topic that's similar to my last one. Instead of talking about Super Mario 64 DS and how that's personalized, we will be taking a look at the original game and how that's personalized. Just like last time, I won't be able to talk about everything, and I'll just cover as much as I can. If I don't cover stuff, that means I forgot about it or I didn't see it. The last video has exactly 35 views, and it's about a month old as I'm writing this. And you know what, it's doing pretty good, so yeah. Anyways, if you don't know, Super Mario 64 is personalized. It's about some copies of Super Mario 64 that are like personalized to the player and the player's needs, like their skill level or a bunch of stuff, and they add new levels and characters and new areas and all that stuff. And it's honestly pretty interesting what these people can think of. I will be trying to cover as much as I can, as previously stated. I'm just gonna say it right now, it's not real. It's just not real. And if you had any memory of a different Mario 64 copy, it was a dream and it's not real. It's just made for fun and for entertainment, just like this video and like the last one. And again, like last video, I got my information from the MIPS Hole Wiki. So again, go check it out because it's really interesting and I'd love for you to go check it out. It will be the top link in the description, so again, go check it out. Alright, you didn't come here to listen to me ramble about all the intro junk. You came to hear me ramble about Super Mario 64 is personalized. So now, let's get right into the video. Wahoo! Peach's Castle. The Eternal Star Statue. The Eternal Star Statue is a statue located in the courtyard behind Peach's Castle, which is a statue in the fountain which has a star on it that has some blurry text beneath it. Some people think it says Eternal Star, and other people think it says L is real, referring to Luigi being an unlockable character, which we will get to later. I personally think that it's so blurry that you can make it out to say literally anything. However, I do think it does say Eternal Star because it would make more sense, like because it's under a star statue, and if it was a Luigi statue, then it would make sense for it to say L is real 2401. However, this is just what I think. You can think what it says. You can say it says L is real, and I'd be perfectly fine with it. The fourth floor. The fourth floor is an anomaly found in Super Mario 64 with many renditions, and it's the fourth floor to Peach's Castle. So instead of beating the game when you beat the third Bowser, you will instead get a key to the fourth floor. So the first image of the fourth floor, or I think it's the first image, is a corridor with a bunch of hallways and booths with a singular door at the end. And the other image that I used is that black and white image, which has like a giant hole in a room with some doors that probably lead to other levels, and a long hallway at the end, which might lead to a fourth Bowser level. And there's, of course, this footage that I'm showing you. I'm not gonna break it down because I really don't want to. And I don't want to make this video longer than it has to be, even though it's probably gonna be long like the last one. Especially because there's like way more topics than Mario 64 DS. And I already spend like forever on each entry. Speaking of, let's go to the next one. The Toad Shrine. The Toad Shrine is an area on the fourth floor that's supposed to be outside, I guess. Although it doesn't make a lot of sense because it's, well, the fourth floor. Unless it's supposed to be like a basement or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the lore but I will be talking about the Toad Shrine, which looks like a religious cult based around Toad, for some reason. I might not be remembering this properly, but from the B11313 or whatever it's called, I think it was like a maze, and at the center is the Toad Shrine surrounded by water. But that might be a whole other thing that I might be misremembering. It's either that or it had its own room or something, which isn't outside. I don't know, I'm just getting really confused. But anyways, it's just a Toad cult, so why am I talking about it? I don't even know. It's probably because it's Mario 64 is personalized. The Castle Gardens. The Castle Gardens is an anomalous area found in Super Mario 64, which I guess replaces the courtyard with a garden, even though it doesn't really look like a garden besides those flowers. And there is a path that leads to a sign, and another path that leads to a door that leads to dark rooms, which I don't know if I'll talk about that separately because it's a black room. I saw it. It's basically nothing. Yeah, there's really nothing else for me to say about this, so I guess on to the next entry. The Castle Dungeon. The Castle Dungeon is in a smaller anomalous area found in Super Mario 64. I guess it's found in some sort of second star door in the basement that only appears in personalized copies. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and I don't even know. There's a bunch of rooms with paintings to new areas. Might talk about them, I might not. Let's just move on. Peaceful Grounds. The Peaceful Grounds is an anomalous area found in Super Mario 64, which is like another castle that can be found by entering a pipe outside of the castle. The Castle Grounds is described as like a garden of some sorts that spreads into different pathways leading to different levels. The Wario Apparition. The Wario Apparition is an anomalous entity found in Super Mario 64. His head appears in the Dire Docks hallway, and going closer to it makes his head more visible. And whenever his head is fully visible, he will say, "You want fun? Wario will show you fun." And then he will chase you down the long hallway, which is longer, and he will eventually catch up to you, which leads to seizure-like effects. Quinn. Quinn is an anomalous entity found in Super Mario 64's basement. Quinn is a toad that is yellow or green depending on your copy, and is most commonly called Quinn by some other toads in the castle. When encountering him, he mostly says gibberish, but if you encounter him on rare occasions, he will say that courses have changed, such as Lethal Lava turning blue, Bomb-omb Battlefield turning into Bob-omb Village, and others. Broken paintings. Broken paintings are paintings found on the second floor which aren't usable, such as the sun painting, the Starry Night painting, and other paintings like Bob-omb Battlefield and others. I assume that this was just to keep storage low because the N64 isn't very powerful, but that didn't stop people from coming up with theories, so it doesn't really matter. Now that I am done covering all of the topics for Peach's Castle that I care about, let's move on to courses. Bomb-omb Battlefield. Bomb-omb Village. Bomb-omb Village is a supposedly unused area in Super Mario 64 that can reportedly be found in several personalized copies. As the name suggests, it's a village-like area connected to Bob-omb Battlefield and the Bob-ombs. It reportedly requires the player to shoot into a hidden warp box in Bob-omb Battlefield with a cannon, usually in the skybox or entering one of the broken paintings on the second floor of Princess Peach's castle. Bomb-omb Village is also reportedly connected to the child of King Bob-omb, which I will be covering next. And as the name suggests, it's like a village populated with bomb-ombs. Who would have thought? Despite how popular this level is, there is only one picture of it posted online, and it is from the sombrero build, which is dirt hills, bob-ombs, and a guy wearing a sombrero in the middle, which is why it's called a sombrero build, obviously. But there was no village, just hills, and nothing more. The White-Eyed Chain Chomp. In Bob-omb Battlefield, when you first encounter the Chain Chomp, some players have reported encountering a White-Eyed Chain Chomp here. The White-Eyed Chain Chomp often serves as a warning that the copy of the game is heavily personalized and contains more dangerous and rare anomalies such as the Wario Apparition or, more commonly, the Fourth Floor. Some players, however, have reported that the Chain Chomp was more aggressive than usual. Well, obviously, it looks like it's possessed by the Wario Apparition. Everybody, we have to run! All jokes aside, this is not really dangerous in any way. Just an indicator that your copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Child of King Bob-omb. The Child of King Bob-omb, sometimes referred as Prince Bob-omb by the community, is a cut character in Super Mario 64 and the son of the Big Bob-omb. Despite not being recognized officially, many have recalled seeing the Child of King Bob-omb in their game. The Child of King Bob-omb has the appearance of a regular Bob-omb, except slightly smaller and wearing an oversized crown reminiscent of his father's. Like the White-Eyed Chain Chomp, this is just an indicator to, indicate that your copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Nothing really changes with the boss fight. However, some claim that the Child of King Bob-omb leads them to Bob-omb Village of the Bob-omb Battlefield painting on the second floor. Bob-omb Brig. Bob-omb Brig is an anomaly that can occur in Bob-omb Battlefield. When this anomaly occurs, the caged area with a 1-up red coin and switch will have all the objects removed to it, and it will all be replaced with the big Bob-omb on the top of the hill. This King Bob-omb will be guarding Star 6, aka behind the Chomp Gate. The known ways of getting into this is you either have to Bob-omb clip, or you have to go to the top of the hill where the Chain Chomp now resides, and defeat it, and then it will open the gates, and you will have to face off against Big Bob-omb again. Tuies. Yet another entry that doesn't have any footage, but anyways. Tuies are enemies in the Super Mario Bros. Series, first appearing in Super Mario Bros. 3, that have been reported to appear in Bob-omb Battlefield, despite the fact that regular piranha plants do not appear in Bob-omb Battlefield in standard copies. They are a variant of a piranha plant that can walk around and also carry a spiky ball suspended in the air due to the Tuie blowing air up towards the spiky ball. In most manifestations, the Tuies are simply piranha plants with big steely floating above them. Big steelies are the big steel balls that roll down the mountain, floating above them until they are attacked, which cause the big steely to fall down and act like a normal steely afterwards. However, several have been reported Tuies appearing in their completed state, walking around with a unique spiky ball object that functions identically to a big steely, occasionally doing extra damage. Chomp Caverns. Allegedly, an area found in certain personalized copies of Super Mario 64, Chomp Caverns is found in a big hole behind the gate in Bob-omb Battlefield where he first encountered the Chain Chomp. If Mario were to enter it, he will be transported to a large, cavernous area similar to that of Hazy Maze Cave. The cavern's design is quite linear, similar to that of many Bowser stages seen in the game, and contains many small chain chomps and scuttlebugs. At the end of the cave is a small ledge containing a star, and it is said that it replaces the star behind the Chomp's gate due to their similar concepts. The grandchild of King Bob-omb. The grandchild of King Bob-omb is a character that can appear in certain personalized copies of Super Mario 64. They are a mustacheless King Bob-omb, the size of a regular Bob-omb. They usually appear and lead players to dangerous areas and anomalies, such as the Wario, Apparition, or Softlocks. However, there is a chance they can lead you to safe anomalous areas, such as Bob-omb Village. Bob-omb Cavern. Bob-omb Cavern is a supposed sub-area of Bob-omb Battlefield, often accessed by going through a hole in the mountain where big sealies appear. It's described as a round cave with lava in the center that shares its music with Hazy Maze Cave. The level changes each time a Bowser level is completed. It also has an unused rocky texture found in the files of Mario 64. Now I'm going to proceed to cover every change that happens after you beat a Bowser level. First is before you beat any Bowser level. Before a Bowser level is completed, there is simply a rocky platform on top of a lava with a star that is to be reached using a long jump. Next is what happens when you beat Bowser in the Dark World, aka the first Bowser fight. When Bowser in the Dark World is completed, a single platform will be replaced with several rocky columns that lead up to the lava platform with a new star. Next is when you beat Bowser in the Fire Sea, aka Bowser Fight 2. When Bowser in the Fire Sea is completed, the columns will begin to crumble when stood on. There will be a new star on top. Next is when you beat Bowser in the Sky, aka the final Bowser fight. When Bowser in the Sky is completed, blargs will appear in place of the platforms that must be defeated in ways varying from copying to copy. When defeated, a new star will appear. Bowser in the Randomized Realm. When Bowser in the Randomized Realm is completed, the blargs will need to be defeated again, but with the crumbling columns will resurface from the lava after the blargs are defeated. The player will need to climb the columns for a new star. Next is Bowser in the Eternal Fort. When the Eternal Fortress is completed, when it appears as a Bowser level, a version of iRock, or the hand fight and shifting sandland, made out of the rock called in the level called the iRock will appear that must be defeated for a new star. Yes, I also had a stroke reading that. Next is Bowser in the Freaky Forest. When Bowser in the Freaky Forest is completed, the lava will not appear, but unmoving columns lead up to a new star. This is likely due to most appearances of Bowser in the Freaky Forest being found before the other Bowser levels. Bowser in the Airship Armada. When Bowser in the Airship Armada is completed, the lava will become blue and there will be blue versions of the blargs that must be defeated. When they are defeated, the collecting columns will appear that lead up to a new star. Bowser in the Brat Burn. When Bowser's Brat Burn is completed, when it appears as a Bowser level, the cave will be filled with poop balls and a big barp hog. The big barp hog must be defeated for a new star. What? I hope I never have to utter those words ever again. And we're finally done with Bob-omb Caverns. Yeah, did you remember we're doing Bob-omb Battlefield still? Because I almost forgot. Hanging below the bridge. Not technically personalization per se, but like in Bob-omb Battlefield, you can hang under the bridge in the beginning of the level. You don't have to do this for literally anything, just a fun detail. The Big Dud. After you beat Big Bob-omb, if you go back to the area with 2 boulders, the area will now have 3 boulders. And a Bob-omb buddy, those pink Bob-ombs, will say that he's nothing but a big dud now. This implies that his dead body is one of the boulders. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. But he also exploded after you defeat him, so how does that work? Haunted dirt texture. Apparently in the game there's a dirt texture which people see a face out of. Yeah, I don't see it. There's many haunted dirt textures online. I'm doing air quotes right now, but you can't really see. But none of them are real. You should know this. We all should know this. Come on, there's no dirt texture with a face in it. Islands in the distance. Islands in the Distance is the name given to a supposed course in Mario 64. It's usually accessed by using the wing cap and flying towards the islands seen in the skybox of Bob-omb Battlefield and Tiny Huge Island. It is described as a large, expansive course comprising of several islands, approximately 3 times the size of a regular course. But we all know that there are invisible walls in the courses that prevents you from going into the skybox, so yeah, you can't really access this. Whomp's Fortress. The Fortress Secret 1-Up. Okay, I know this has nothing to do with personalization. I mean, it kind of is, but it was on the wiki, so I'm just gonna read it out. In Whomp's Fortress, on the tower that appears on every star besides Chip-Off Whomp's block, a 1-Up can be found hidden within the tower by breaking away at the wall. This 1-Up went unnoticed for many players, leading many to believe that this is an effect of the personalization AI. It really isn't though, it's in the normal game, but many people say that there's like an indicator, like maybe the wall being cracked or other things that I don't really know. Inside the Fortress. Inside Whomp's Fortress is an anomalous level found in some personalized copies of Super Mario 64. As the name suggests, the level takes place inside of Whomp's Fortress. The level is generally said to be smaller stage, similarly to Cold Crevice, which we'll get to later, likely due to the fact that it takes place inside of another level. This is one of the most common anomalous levels, meaning that there are several inconsistencies in the reports. One of the inconsistencies is the stars. Some report getting to the top gets you a star. 8 red coins gets you a star. Finding 5 secrets gets you a star. Breaking through the wall gets you a star, like the 1-Up that we covered literally a minute ago. Opening a jail cell with a star in it, and a King Whomp rematch. Bullseye Bills. Bullseye Bills are enemies in Super Mario Bros. Series, first appearing in Super Mario Bros. 3, that can reportedly appear in Whomp's Fortress in place of the regular bullet bills. They are red bullet bills that usually home on the player in other games. Though, due to bullet bills doing this in Super Mario 64, this ability usually does not carry over. Some have claimed that Bullseye Bills are reskins of bullet bills, or have another special ability, such as doing more damage upon exploding, having larger exploding radiuses, or going much faster than a bullet bill. Whomps. Whomps are small whomps that are first and basically only seen in Super Mario Galaxy 2 during the boss fight against King Whomp in Throwback Galaxy, which is a recreation of Whomp's Fortress. In some personalized copies, they have been reported to appear during the King Whomp boss fight, commonly using the beta Wallman textures, implying that they were scrapped early in development. It is believed that these enemies were unused in Super Mario 64 before being recycled into Super Mario Galaxy 2. Mutations. Some report seeing Whomp's Fortress not being in its own painting, instead being structured in Bob-omb Battlefield, Tall Mountain, or even Jolly Roger Bay, replacing the pirate ship and possibly the cove. The layout of Whomp's Fortress may frequently merge with Tick-Tock Clock, expanding the scope of the level tenfold and greatly increasing the climb to King Whomp. So basically just Whomp's Fortress merging with other levels. Okay. Sunken Fortress. Okay, the MIPS whole wiki literally just says a flooded version of Whomp's Fortress may sometimes appear in Dire Docks. Does it replace the level, or is the entire level still there, but Whomp's Fortress is just a separate area? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Early tower platforms. This entry is basically talking about the beta of Whomp's Fortress, which featured the fortress depicted with trapezoid platforms instead of the normal square platforms, and they don't move. I mean, in this footage you can clearly see that there are the more trapezoidal platforms, but of course they never got added into the game. Jolly Roger Bay. Cavern of the Unagi. Unagi is the big scary eel, by the way. Cavern of the Unagi, also known as Unagi Caves, is a supposedly cut area from Super Mario 64. Named after the eel enemy Unagi, it was intended to be entered through Unagi's only appearance in Jolly Roger Bay, through the alcove in which it inhabits in every mission aside the first. While blocked off in normal gameplay by weeds and stuff, it was intended that this area would be opened up after Unagi left for the Can Unagi Come Out to Play star, so that the player could enter the hidden area. While the area was removed in the most circulated release of the game, some accounts claim that the area returned within their personalized copies of the game. In Jolly Roger Bay, there is evidence of people, probably pirates, being there before Mario, yet it's never acknowledged. For instance, the treasure chest, the pirate ship, and collapsing stone pillars. It's clear that people were there before and even left a sign. How did they get there? The water is surrounded by rock on all sides, so it doesn't seem likely that a boat could just sail over there. One theory is that because there's an invisible and intangible ship in the sky, the boat was supposed to be seen falling from the sky for some reason. It's likely that there was no one there before, though, because paintings worlds are allegedly created by Bowser. Blurps. Blurps are enemies from the Super Mario Bros. Series first appearing in Super Mario World that can supposedly appear in Jolly Roger Bay. They are green and white fish with goggles that appear similar to those worn by Bubs from Tiny Huge Island. In manifestations where they can appear, they can be reskins of Bubs or have a unique ability such as charging towards the player or shooting a bubble that can damage the player. Mist. When selecting a star, plundering the sunken ship, a thin layer of mist will be covering the water inside the level. The skybox is also darkened, giving the appearance of stormy weather. Once the player completes the level and collects the star, this mist and dark sky will mysteriously disappear upon entering the level again. The sky will be clear as usual, and the mist will be gone if you enter the level after the first star. There's no way to make it reappear on that save file, even if they replay plundering the sunken ship. The purpose and meaning of the mist is unknown, but it could be theorized to have something to do with the ship being raised after collecting the star. And surprisingly, this phenomenon doesn't appear in the DS remake. Flying Ghost Ship. The Ghost Ship is an unused object found floating in the sky of Jolly Roger Bay. It is an invisible, collisionless clone of a pirate ship in the Plunder in the Sunken Ship mission. Where it is edited to be viewable in the game, it disappears as the player walks towards it, similarly to toads, which disappear as players walk away from them. In some personalized copies, it can reportedly appear in the sky. Some have claimed it falls from the sky and becomes the ship in Plunder in the Sunken Ship, or appears if they somehow manage to shoot down the airship in Rainbow Ride, implying that the Rainbow Ride takes place above Jolly Roger Bay. Some have also claimed that the Ghost Ship is an accessible sub-area of Jolly Roger Bay, or even an entire new level. The Ghost Ship can reportedly be a clone of a pirate ship sub-area, or be a unique area with a ghost ship standing up and fully explorable. Notably, a type of boo referred to as Buccaneer Boo, a boo dressed as a pirate, can reportedly be found on the Ghost Ship, and can either be identical to boos or have a special ability, such as using a sword to attack the player. The Box. On the deck of the pirate ship, there's a box with a skull and crossbones that will slide back and forth as the boat rocks. Normally, this box only does 1 HP of damage whenever you make contact with it at any time. However, in rare situations, the box may do more damage than that, or possibly even insta-kill Mario. In other rare situations, a new mission appears requiring you to break the box for a star. As the box still does damage on contact, you must time your punch or ground pound accordingly. Blooper. Bloopers are white-like squid enemies that appear in most Mario games, usually in water levels. They are referenced to appear in the source code of Super Mario 64. It's believed that they would have appeared in Jolly Roger Bay or Dire Docks. And that will do it for this video. I had such a fun time making it, and that's not even it. Heck, that's barely even scratching the surface. So if you guys want me to make a part 2, I don't know, just watch the video, I guess. I don't really care what you all do. I'm not your freaking mom. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You can do it yourself. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will do a part 2 though, so whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, goodbye. See you in the next one. Some bullshit.